everyone, and welcome to the North Star, powered by Wanderhome Folklore Punk series, presented by Nerds with Dice. Our this amazing channel has given me an opportunity to share the story, uh, powered by, like I said, powered by Wanderhome, powered by an amazing game created by the team led by Jay Dragon over at Possum Creek Games. And I have taken the setting and uh, just sort of taken height and given it a big kiss on the cheek and set it up on the shelf and made my own. So last week, we took you on a journey in our first chapter, which will be continuing on into our second chapter, where we will be adding into the mix someone that due to couldn't make it with us last time, and it doesn't matter because they're here now. And we're just going to do a quick mundane introduction of all of our players. Boom, boom, boom. And then we're going to jump right into the story. How does that sound, everybody? Does that sound good? Yeah. All right. We're just going to popcorn it. So I'm going to pass it on down to Alex. Just quick intro and then popcorn it to another person.
Sure. Hey, everybody. I'm Lex Wilson. My friends call me Alex, and so can you. I play Conch, a night lantern who uses he, him pronouns, and so do I. I'm going to try to play Lumpy, Conch's bird, but Lumpy doesn't tend to do what I say, so clown.
Hi, I'm Clown, short for Clown Dream. That can be an insult, an occupation, a nickname, whatever floats your boat. I also go by Sebastian, that's my God-given name. I write, consult for TTRPGs, as well as make traditional games like visual novels. Yeah, that's me. Katie?
Did you say your character's name, or did I miss that?
Oh shit! Yeah, that too.
I was like, did
That's
I
kind
have
of important, isn't
ADHD
it?
or what?
No way! Yeah, believe it or not, I am actually playing this game too. I'm playing a guy named Yabe. He likes to fish. Katie.
We've yet to see him do it, but apparently he likes to fish.
I swear to God, he does.
We'll find you some time. You know, we've been busy. Hi, I'm Katie. I am playing Ophelia, who is our lovely bard and likes to cause well-meaning chaos, and it's been very fun so far. And I will pass you over. Oh, I burped. You're welcome. I will pass you over to Akemi.
Hi, I'm Akemi. I use she, they pronouns. Playing Tsubasa uses they, she pronouns. Um, and they're a Raven Keeper.
Oh yeah, she
Deliver-
they pronouns for me and Ophelia too. I forgot that part. Sorry.
They deliver the mail.
Oh, well,
Over to Rice.
yeah.
Hello, I am Rice or Rice Cakes. I am just your normal average engineer student that somehow got wrapped up into TTRPGs and drawing for a hobby. Today I'll be playing Celine, the little dragon witch as I like to call her.
Yes.
I use they, she pronouns, and Celine uses she, they pronouns. I am very much excited for this.
Okay, all right. So we are going to go on ahead and begin our journey in the land of Casia. There are a few things about Casia that I feel that it's important to remind everyone, both out there in the world and here at this table. some things about Casia that are always true. It is an animistic world. It is a land of green and ancient magic. Old spirits are awakening. Folklore punk. The Republic of Soul. A land healing and at peace. Folklore are stories that travelers like yourselves can breathe life to or draw to the open. Subasa, you have been taking care of the, I don't want to say semi sentient, but we'll say hyper sentient ravens of the world of Casia uh, for a very long time. Um, I want to ask you, how long have they been a raven keeper, tending to the ravens and delivering the mail?
Mm, 5 years.
5 years? Okay. So you have had this, been fulfilling this calling in essentially a world always at peace, but always just sort of fragile. You know, uh, every year gets better. It started difficult, and every year it gets a little easier, a little easier. The communities you visit again start to grow, become more vibrant. Some disappear, but then you'll see familiar faces in other places. That even the failed experiments in the past 5 years have found other communities to rebuild with. And you've kind of seen the world sort of prosper far faster than it ever did when you were a kid, when you were much, much younger. And it was because of this calling that you were not able to meet up with your friends or answer the invitation, and found yourself in the beautiful port city of Guanaba, because there were just so many letters to deliver uh, for the holiday for Moon Court. And you ended up spending Moon Court with another group of friends far flung somewhere. But that, my friends, is a story for another time. Today's story, uh, you find yourself uh, running through the beautiful cobblestone streets of the sacred city of Arbor. And you're just sort of running through. There's just people everywhere, beautiful stone walls and plazas and wrought iron uh gates, but but they're not just like cold like a prison. Like they're works of art wrought into all a manner of flowers and sacred animals, uh incorporated into the designs of the grating itself. Almost every there was like, you go past apartment buildings that like have like hanging towels and streamers and blankets that just sort of color the city. You see green everywhere. And then you find yourself in a vast central plaza filled with a beautiful fountain, comfortable stone benches where people can either take naps or, just sit down and enjoy the area. Some of the benches are wood, but the wooden benches are more like works of art that have been grown out of the ground. Like they're not carved. It was more like they were like grown and then
Mhm.
maybe shaped and sanded a little bit. Uh And it is here, sitting around these kind of like organic benches, uh, near, near like a pond and some lovely, foliage, few trees, moss, and bushes, and one of the, it's kind of a, it's like one of the city's plaza slash municipal gardens. In the distant shadow of the vast, gigantic black pine tree that sits in the heart of the sacred city are your friends. You have letters for all of them. And this is the first time that you have seen them since you parted ways. Uh, and now you're together for the Three Magi's festival. So, two individuals, as you make it to the corner of the square, before you can even like think, right? Look up, and their eyes light up immediately. The two individuals who want to ask questions are the ones whose eyes light up. So, who would like to ask a question first?
I will, because I'm pretty
Oh,
sure my eyes light up and then go like, "Ah!" Just attack her with a hug.
all right. So, what
No, no, no,
is.
Squawk, Squawk. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, Squawk. It's okay.
So, what is the
They're
question?
friends.
All right, you've got a bird too. There's so many birds. What a time to be alive. I have a question and I'm looking for it because I went away from it for a second and I want to make sure that I say it right. Um, okay, Subasa, why did I come with you when we left home?
We were heading to school together.
And then just kept going.
Oh, school didn't seem like much fun.
That's fantastic.
Wait. As the guide, I feel the need to just ask a couple of building
Prying
questions
questions,
here.
yeah.
Just a couple, just clarifying, just for me, and maybe everyone that we have invited to share the story with us. I love Cecil didn't seem like much fun, but what I'm interested in is how did this lead to one of you becoming like a bard and then one of you like finishing training to becoming a raven keeper? Or was this like the funny origin story for like people whose lives went in radically different directions?
The latter.
The
Yeah,
latter?
I think we were both were like, it's kind of boring here, and then went to do other things and like found other things, and then eventually kind of like went our separate ways, and
But
then
then
kind of
came.
came back round. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Like
right.
I think Tsubasa was supposed to be like an engineer, something just very detail oriented, super precise,
Mm-hmm.
numbers and you know, doing all the math and science to make
Mhm.
it work. And they're like, no, I'm gonna go study the world else in other ways.
Right.
I wonder if part of that was like influence from Ophelia, who was like, I'm bored, let's go for a walk around the world.
What do you mean walk around the world?
You heard me.
Heard me.
Yeah,
Well,
you heard
it
me.
beats doing these equations.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Like very different people, but very good friends who.
Oh god, there's two of
Well,
them.
it's just as one person is like giving kind of sort of direction, and then the other person is kind of
Vaguely that way.
Yeah,
vaguely that way.
yeah.
I love this. This is great. Uh so the second person whose eyes perk up, uh please ask your question.
Great. I think Celine's question would be, what spark of potential do I see in you?
Ooh.
That I could be a really good, you know, good at studies, good at science and math, if I wanted to.
Makes sense. Celine is sort of like a mother figure, like a teacher of sorts. So it would make sense that she would see the potential in that domain and still kind of be like, oh, you could have you could have actually done it if you wanted to, god damn it.
You could have been somebody.
Celine would never. She's too sweet for
in
that.
so to kind of flip the scene on its head, in the moments before these two people, their eyes light up. Who are the two individuals that Subasa was going that they were going to like immediately go towards? And those will be the people, the characters that you ask questions of. And you kind of think about them like as you're being hugged by Ophelia, you're like, but the
Just, like,
people I
falling.
wanted to.
It's great to see you too, but
It's just so who would you like to ask questions of?
I think I said I wanted to ask Celine one of them.
Yeah, and Yabe.
And yeah, but
Yeah, here we go.
I feel it's so good to see. But,
Wait, but I've talked to you so many times. I just really missed you, and it's okay.
it's okay. It's okay. No, Squawk. No,
Hi,
be
Squawk.
kind.
I don't have a question for you, and you don't have a question for me, but I think Lumpy and Squawk might have. We want to arrange a quick play date for them to hang
Yeah.
while this dialogue is happening. It's
Yeah.
Yes, Squawk, you can go play with your
This-
friend.
Yes.
This actual play is going to the birds.
Yeah. The birds are all like.
stay out of trouble, Lumpy. Don't want
I
to
will
break you out of jail again.
That was unexpected. I'll let go of Spasa, but like I will hold on to like the bottom of their cloak or something and just like, hold it in my
Yeah.
hands so that I'm like
I
still
will
attached.
say that Lumpy does brighten a little bit in the presence of
Squawk.
Subasa's Squawk. Is that Subasa's raven stick?
Squawk
Yeah.
is
Yeah. I will say that even though it is still daytime, they do like brighten a little bit in the presence of Squawk, and then they just sort of like start sort of like speaking to one another, but like in the language of birds. Like you both know that there are incidences where they can speak English. Like they've both talked to you, uh, but they're not doing that. They're just sort of like,
they talk to us, but they don't necessarily talk to other people.
yeah, which I think is particularly like hilariously rude to the two of you, to Conk and to Subasa, because you can understand them, but you're only hearing like half the conversation.
Yeah, it's like I can't understand your bird.
Yeah, so it's like,
Eh.
Subaso, what questions would you like to ask above table to establish what your relationship is like with Celine and Yabe?
Celine, when did I realize I could trust you?
Ooh. That smile.
That is
Very
that is
still.
a very hard question. That is a very hard question. Because Celine wins trust usually by accident. She never means to. She's just trying to be kind and show people that she's not gonna just pry him. But somehow it ends up with people liking her, and she's just like rolling with it. So, I don't know. What if Celine done something like I don't. Hmm. What could have Celine done? She's good at being like a mother figure, like sort of like a if you want to tell me your worries, I can always listen and nothing is gonna get out from like this conversation to others.
If I may, I think
Mm.
um Celine helped Squawk.
Oh.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Like
Oh.
offered Squawk a cookie or something like that.
Oh, Celine carries like breadcrumbs in her pockets for animals in general, so that actually fits.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's oh, you're being kind to my bird. Okay, that seems like you're a reasonable human.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I also think that something else, like, as the guide that I want to add on to that, is that when you travel with Celine, Squawk is healthier.
Hmm.
There's something, Celine is a witch, and there's a certain amount of animal husbandry that goes into the folk practices of witchcraft in this world, in Casia, which means everyone's animals are well taken care of. Like, it's sort of like when someone who's a vet lives with someone who knows how to take care of pets. If that makes kind of, or
Mhm.
rather, someone with a pet, that knows their pet, knows all the specialized care for them, lives with like a veterinarian. It's like, oh, all these other extra things that I didn't think of. Like, she's got the good snacks with all the extra herbs and the high end, herbs and things. So it's like less stress.
Yeah,
And,
That fits very well with Celine, I think.
like
and I
Squawk
feel
is
like
just
it's
the
a good way
feathers are
to build
glossier.
trust. The Glossia. It's a way to build trust. It's a great way to build trust, I think.
Nails always trimmed, you know.
Oh God, yeah.
Celine just does the like nail just sometimes at night when nobody is like noticing, just takes care of the nails of like Squawk and Lumpy, like shh,
Yeah.
don't tell your parents.
And they give you all the hot goss because you know how to talk to animals.
Amazing.
Oh gosh.
Yes,
Oh,
I
I
like
love
this.
this system. Yes.
Can you imagine just like waking
Uh,
up in the middle of the night and seeing that and just like two birds and Celine
Just
just be
seeing
like,
Celine gossiping with the birds,
yeah,
that
and
would
then
be
yeah, with like
hilarious.
little teeny tiny like manicure.
you know, here's that for birds. And like, oh, she
They
did
exist.
it.
Like, go go to those pet places where they pamper, or any vet clinic. They've got a whole like setup for taking care of like the little claws.
Celine just it's just like a little salon for little birds, and tell me,
There's
girl, what did he do now? Like,
Yeah.
they're smoking cigarettes all night, together.
Mobile bird
Oh
spa.
Birds?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
the birds.
Oh yeah,
Just
the smoking circle. I forgot about that. There's a
yep.
there's a smoking circle in uh so speaking of the smoking circle, uh I know that Yabe is another person that you would like to ask a question of. So if we are comfortable with the connections with Celine and the smoking circle and the bird manicures and everyone kind of knowing that this is like part of the dynamic, uh
Verticures.
Birdicures, and the trust there. So what about what's going on with Yabe? What question do you have for him?
Sorry, the Talon Salon is.
The talent
Man,
salon. Yeah.
I don't know what is going on with the other.
Yes. Let's find out with another question. Let's see.
um, Yabe, it's been a long time. What is it about my job that appeals to you?
people want to see you. Maybe sometimes they're not always super happy with what they get in the mail, but they want to see you. You're important, necessary even. You're wanted.
That's upsetting and wonderful.
Is this something that has
Celine
been
just crying in the background, like, I am right here.
is sorry, I was really emotional. Is this something that has been expressed between the two of you yet, or is this something that's sort of been hovering in the
Not,
background?
if so, not directly, I don't think.
Okay.
I agree. It's probably very like subtext,
Mhm.
subtext of subtext.
Yeah. We're just enjoying the journey right now. And ultimately, uh, that's the beginning of the journey. Um, the bells tolling for noon toll. You have arrived, all of you, in the beautiful sacred city of Arbol. Uh, it is a city that it's the metropolis of Arbol, the haven city of the Leaf Song Temple, a monastery of the Fellowship of Heather, a holy order of healers and herbalists. The city is regarded as a holy place. Many pilgrimages make visits to the Leaf Song Temple and the beautiful municipal gardens surrounding a vast and ancient towering black pine tree. For those of you who might not know what a black pine tree is, because I didn't for many, many, many years, it's the same species of pine tree that is found that like in Japan. It's the what we would know colloquially as a bonsai tree. But these trees can get very big, and they're black pines all over the world now. And there's one of them that is massive in the heart of this city, and there's just beautiful municipal gardens around it. Uh, the city itself, it is a hollow, which is a sacred place that many kith visit for healing of the body, mind, and spirit. There's something about being in the presence of this tree that is just healing. Its bark, its pine needles can be used in the brewing of medications and tonics that have curative effects. Uh, all of you have been invited as honored guests by the Fellowship of Heather to spend the Three Magi's Festival with them at the monastery, which is at the very top of the hill, almost eye level with the tree, like the top of the tree, um, with just like a spectacular view of the entire city and its gardens. Um, but this place is a hollow. So when you stay in the temple, when you are near the tree, your characters, the travelers, all must abide by a single rule, which I will propose to the players at the table, and only with everyone's unanimous consent will this be the rule. But if the table does not like the rule, we have to come up with another one. Okay? That's
Deal.
is that a fair deal?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. I just want to I want to make sure you all have agency, but you know, let's
These
weigh
are
it
the
against
rules.
these are the rules. Like that's how a hollow works. So the one that I propose is you must refuse 3 times before accepting a gift.
That is gonna be so hard for Ophelia, but she's gonna do her best.
Yeah. Is
If we
that
if we
okay?
forget and
We
we
die.
accidentally, yeah, what happened? What is the
Social
punishment?
social social consequences.
Social consequences. Okay.
You die in real
Yeah.
life.
That's what I
Uh
thought.
a folklore might happen.
Okay.
The people around will be really upset.
Hector comes to get you.
All a manner of
Hector has
strange
to
things.
invent a new town on the fly.
Wah.
The
Consequences.
tree burns down.
Don't tempt me. I have dice and I have a copy of Wanderhome, and I'll just make a place randomly. Like I'm real
Don't
good
tell
at
me, I
this.
have the power of dice and anime on my side.
That's correct.
Oh, dice and anime. Oh, so great. So is everyone okay with that rule?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm
All
really,
thumbs up.
I'm really sorry. My cat is just like cleaning his butt on camera right now.
Cats
How
are grooming.
dare
It's
he?
fine.
Cats are gonna cat.
Cats are gonna
Yep.
cat. They're grooming. Is that rule okay? I want it to be restrictive enough that it's a challenge, but like
Yes.
simple enough that it doesn't break the brains of everyone at the table.
It
The
doesn't. Is it
question
like?
is, whose birthday is it? That'll be really challenging for
Well, this holiday is all
whoever.
about gifts,
What's-
right?
Yeah,
It's
Yes,
like giving
this
gifts to
holiday
each
is
other.
all about gifts, but you have to refuse a gift a minimum of 3
Well, here's
times.
Do
the
they
thing.
ever like?
Here's what's gonna be difficult for me or Yave, I guess. What counts as a gift?
Exactly.
What's going to be a problem for Ophelia is what if after the second time they're like, okay, I guess you don't want it, and then she doesn't get a present, and then she dies because
See,
she
that's
likes
rude.
presents.
See that? Yeah.
Because she's a small child
Um,
inside.
I will say this: if that happens, it says much more about the character. If it's a local, then that would know that rule.
Yeah,
It's an
that's a
obvious
faux
snub.
pas.
That's an
Okay.
obvious snub. It's an
Okay.
obvious sign that they don't like you and
Oh,
weren't intending on giving you the gift in the first place.
oh, that's even worse.
If it's a foreigner, it's a mistake.
Okay, deal.
They just don't know the tradition. But and you would guys would know this from being here before, right? Like
Mhm.
you know, or maybe this is the first time Ophelia's been here. It's up to you guys. However you guys want to start off. But is everyone okay with the rule? Thumbs up.
Sure.
Cool.
Okay. So you hug, you greet one another, you're in the square. The place has offered the rule because this is sort of like the edge of the city. So I'm going to say that you are in what was in the old empire, it was called like Foreigner Square. It's now called Visitor Square. They've like changed the name, like you can see where like all the signage,
That's
you know,
better.
they've taken all the old imperial propaganda down and redone everything in banners and things like "Welcome to Visitor Square," and it's just like
I
beautiful
think
like paintings of people like shaking hands and like there's all these like really nice murals of like pro worker, pro community, but like very like bright bright bold colors, like what we would call like very similar to, if anyone's ever been to like Chicano Park, they have these like beautiful murals, or if you've seen pictures of the Chicano Park murals, it's a lot like that, but it's all
I
very
think-
new, like within the past like 50 years or so.
Yeah, I wanted to say I think this is the first time Yave has been here in a while.
Oh yes. Yeah,
Vibe check.
it's a little shocking. There's so much that is the same, uh yet so much that is different. But this is, as I was saying, this is like the farthest reach of the city. And one of the things about Visitor Square is that it is the last place where the three gifts observance isn't like fully restricted. This is like a place where you can visit like foreign cousins that are like staying in some of the inn pilgrim inns, because there's like all these inns that you can stay in on the road, because lots of people take pilgrimages to the city. And some people who just either they come from different cultures or they don't have the spoons. And like during this particular holiday, those hotels become filled because it's a very hard time of year for some people to refuse a gift 3 times unless they're locals. So, but doing three Magi's Day in the city is considered like one of the most fun times like ever. So, you literally like in both in world hear, boom, the bell go off as you all just quietly accept the 3 gifts rule. And
But only on the 3rd time.
Yeah, I refused the first.
yeah, 1,
You beat me to it. You beat me to it.
2, 3. Only on the third one. Third one. It's 3 bells, and it's at that point like the city actually kind of becomes brighter. Like the air becomes fresher as you feel like the sacred energies of the tree just wash over everyone. So, my travelers, you all have invitations. It's a bit of a trek across the city to get to the temple. What are we doing?
I feel like Ophelia is the type of person who every time there's a holiday, she's like, "Oh my god, this is my favorite holiday," but says that every single time.
And it's
And-
been 3. I just want to say it's been 3 months. Like there's a time skip between
yeah,
last session and this one. You've been on the road for 3 months.
yes, but I feel
Going
like
on adventures, seeing
Yes.
people, and this is the first time that you've seen this is the first holiday that you're going to be spending with Subasa in like almost 3 months.
yeah, I feel like Ophelia is so excited. It's just like looking around at everything and like taking in all of the sights and like looking at like little stands that have like trinkets and things you can buy as gifts, and like, you know, looking to like pick up bits of the tree that's fallen off to like weave those like the like crown thingies you can wear on the holiday.
Oh yeah,
And just like getting real into it.
yeah, babe.
Yave would like to privately pull aside either Subasa or Celine, whoever is up to it.
We know Celine likes the goss, so
Yes.
No, Celine
Very-
just has a favorite child in the group, but she doesn't like to say it.
Yave privately pulls his mom aside.
Conch is checking out the murals.
Oh yeah, beautiful, bright, bold colors. Put a pin in that. All right, so what's going on here with Celine and Yabe?
Celine,
Yes.
he looks very small and he has like both hands together around the pommel of his sword and is just kind of looking at the ground. We've been traveling a long time. I don't know what to get as gifts for everybody. Can you help me?
Celine is going to kind of like hunch over and take a deep breath and be like, "Oh, for a second, I thought you killed someone." She's just, oh,
I thought you were gonna ask her to prom.
never scared me like that
Yave's head
again.
like shoots up. Do you think I would?
No, that's why I was scared.
No, nothing like
Someone
that.
before you, and it's Conch.
What did you just say?
That I would see Conch kill someone before you did. Then it's Conch. It already says a lot.
But why was that your first assumption?
You just pulled me aside from everyone. What was I supposed to think? When people pull me aside, it's usually a mess I have to fix. Like when
Uh,
Ophelia got branches in her hair and I had to stay like a few hours to pick them out.
I'm gonna. So you seem lost. Take a token.
Silly.
That's a thing that uh pop-up video. So this is one of the moves that the nature of the metropolis can do, which is look at someone and say, you seem lost, and give them a token, and you seem real lost right now.
I do like that idea also literally that Yave pulled Celine aside to talk about something and we look back and the others are gone.
Yes.
It's like when you get separated from your mom at a grocery store.
Right, right.
Celine just panics.
Uh, Meanwhile, over at the murals, Conk, you're looking at the murals and just kind of sort of absorbing the beauty. I'm going to take this moment to sort of describe the diversity and variety of people. So there's lots of different like skin tones and body sizes and types of people in these murals. Everyone's wearing like really bold, colorful yet simple, practical clothing. Like it's still pretty, but it's all very much like I shouldn't be wearing really long sleeves if I'm working in the kitchen, and if I do have long sleeves, they should probably be a bit tight so that they don't get into like the muck or get into the way of like what I'm working on,
So beautiful but
or
functional.
fully functional, like you know, uh, and it's just like very interesting and captivating, and but you do see like as you're like looking at the murals, the cultures start changing. So like there's all of these different cultures of all these different people from the different like geographic regions and the various different ethnicities throughout Casia. This Casia is a really big place. There are some coastal cities, there are, kind of like a Mediterranean area, there's a mountainous area where it's very cold, where you have steppe peoples. And as you look, you just see like this city is really kind of like the visitor square is just really nice. Like the mural is just really a celebration of all of the different kinds of peoples who've made pilgrimages to see the tree and to come to this temple for the holiday. um Subasa and Ophelia, what are you two doing? Ophelia, you're running around the different market stalls, like just shopping.
Yeah, I think like definitely looking at everything and trying to find the perfect thing for each person, while also talking a mile a minute to Subasa, asking like every single detail of every single thing that has happened to them since we last saw them, while also like dragging them along with me to these stalls, while also like singing Christmas carols, or not Christmas carols, Yuletide carols, and like just a big ball of energy, like my cats
Yeah.
right now.
And then uh Subasa, what are you doing? Are you following along Ophelia, just sort of recounting the various different stories? Are you going to attempt to deliver everyone a letter? Their letters, or you want to save it for when you're all relaxed around a fire? Um
I know better than to try to stop Ophelia from doing this. So I'm
Still
just
let her
like,
tire herself out.
yeah, just like like following behind and kind of follow and like paying attention, kind of trying to keep an eye of where everyone else is.
Yeah, the good news is even if we get separated, like you'll probably hear or see Ophelia like throwing holly into the air or something. Like
I
And
think
like
yeah.
occasionally I'll be like putting things back on a stall or something like that because it fell off.
oh
So
yeah.
Ophelia's so excited. I'm like, "Where's that there.
Right. She doesn't take anything. She just knocks things over and then just keeps walking.
Yeah, like I'll pick something up and then my sleeve will like it's really long and not functional at all. Will like follow, drape across stuff and pull it over, and so she's just like, sorry.
Or like trying to catch things
Yeah.
behind. Okay, I got that.
Yeah.
There. Sorry about that. And like apologizing
Uh,
to shopkeeps. And
oh
also
my
just
gosh,
thinking,
Subasa, take a token for inconveniencing yourself on behalf of somebody else.
You're welcome.
It's like,
and they're also thinking, I hate trying to deliver things in this city. Everyone always,
too much.
everyone always like says no, and then I'm like, wait, oh wait, no, I have to ask him again. Right, I have to remember to ask him again.
And again,
It's so hard to deliver things in this city.
It's like 3 times as long.
uh the so everyone is, I will say, in this like kind of space, the visitor square, you will quickly figure out, is very closed off, not on purpose. Like the gates are open, like,
Mhm.
but they're gates and there's walls that lead further into the city. They're very, very much open, but they exist. So it's kind of easy to find each other because even though Visitor Square is very big, it's sealed off. Like you're either going back onto the Pilgrims Road, where it's like, you know, all the little outlying towns and stuff, or you're going into the wilderness surrounding the city, which is fine. There's plenty of like well-trod roads. There's travel is become safe again. So going around the city is fine. Or you're going in the city. You're not going anywhere else. You're not getting into the city any other way other than the main gate. So there's just one entrance and one exit. And so that's kind of how the city likes it. Uh and the so you guys have plenty of time to kind of do your own thing and will be able to reunite and not get lost, is all I'm saying. Like the entrance and exits are very clearly marked and the boundaries of the square are very clear.
We've been probably traveling together long enough that we have a standard procedure, especially with
Hmm.
Ophelia being a member of our team, where
Yeah.
probably Lumpy is like, okay, get lost, you look up because Lumpy will
Yeah,
probably be
Lumpy will
guiding
be
everybody back.
shining.
A little bit of an abuse of power from the Night Lantern, but you know,
It's you're guiding people with your light. That's the
that's right.
point.
That's
I
right.
don't see how
Yes.
that's abusing power at all. um,
Uh
does oh, I forgot how to say the name now. Hold on. Subasa. Does Subasa like have to deliver things here as well to like not just us?
I think he does. I think they do.
Do they do? Okay, I think that like Ophelia, like once she calms down a little bit, is gonna be really excited to like watch you do that because I think that she's really thinks the process is really cool. I imagine you've got to have like a
mhm.
magical bag of holding style thing that fits all the stuff in it, or a giant backpack. I don't know, but I think she like likes to follow you around like a kid who likes to watch the postman do his job. You know, like so she's gonna help you. She'll be like, I'll say it once, and then you can say it once, and then I'll say it once, and then eventually they'll get their present.
Does that actually count?
I don't. I think so. We'll find out.
uh it is at this point that after about I want to say like an hour or so. And I want to say an hour because I want to give Yabe and Celine time to shop and then maybe have us flash back to that later or
Mm.
reference it later. Um, but Celine, that does happen, right?
Mhm.
Does anyone, this since this is your first time playing a Wanderhome system, Rice, would you like to spend a token with intention to solve this temporary or material problem? Or do you just sort of want to like generally like lend aid and then we maybe flash back to like a little the scene later?
I think it would be more fun to back to it though
Okay,
than
cool. All right.
using a token.
Okay, cool.
So yeah.
No worries. Uh so you yes. What do you got, Yabe? Oh, oh,
I will say this much. Uh, during the shopping trip itself, he did not buy anything for Celine in particular.
Well, she's
oh.
watching.
Yeah. She's
Yeah,
right there. You
Yeah.
got to find another time.
Celine doesn't even notice. She's too busy trying to help him out. She doesn't notice. They don't really
Yeah.
care if they get a present or not. They probably don't even expect it. They're just happy to help. Like,
Yes.
Oh,
just
I'm gonna put
waddling
Celine in my
around the
pocket.
stall.
Celine.
What, Celine? Take a token. Take a token. What?
Let's
For
go.
being
I'll take a
sad?
token.
No, for helping you and not expecting a gift themselves.
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh my god.
For
What?
being sad.
Surprise!
No, not being sad,
That's so
being helpful.
Be lovely.
I love
This is the
Celine. Oh
first
god.
time
Get
I
a
was trying to get you to spend a token. You guilted me into giving you one instead. Like,
get a token for being a pathetic, sad, sopping, wet little meow meow.
yes.
Oh my god.
That's what we love. Uh, so
She's
we're
not a
at
meow
the
meow. She's a little dragon. She has the wings and everything.
yeah.
She's gone bouncy.
So you're kind of going from like this kind of jovial, exciting, like little, foreign and square, and now you're getting ready to go into the city. Um, Subasa, you're kind of sort of leading the way a little bit because you have a few addresses to drop off letters to, just three, which we can glaze over or get specific about, whichever you like, other than your friends' letters. Before you get to the temple, I will say this: one of them is for the temple just to make it easier. So technically it's two on the way. And when you get to the door, it's at this point, the door is very tall. It's actually like 10 feet tall. And then there's like a huge archway. And you see these like massive grates, like iron grates that are doors, but they're flat, right? They're not, they're flat against the wall. And you have two would look to be like market guards, like, or the square guards, that are like there to just sort of like keep the peace, uh that, and also watch the gate. They feel like they have like, these two look like they have like really really nice looking like robes, that are a little bit reinforced with like some leather armor a little bit in case, you know uh but it seems a little bit more like hinged for like flexibility, as you can see them going up the sides of the walls, going up to the top, and there's like a mechanism for like opening and closing the gate, and it's really cool. And it's at that point all of these robed individuals all synchronously at once pivot at foot, like away from you guys, go down to one go down, like not to one knee. Actually, no, they all go down to one knee and just close their eyes as a ginormous, like from the left and the right of you, as you guys are getting ready to go into the city, raven feathers
Ooh.
appear on the wind and start rolling and swirling around until they get to the top of the archway. And then you see, boom, a massive, like, raven wings like open and unfurl above and in front of you and the arch in front of the gate, and then the wings come out and you see what looks to be like a giant raven wings, but in the middle of it, uh a, a feminine figure dressed in what looks to be like an incredibly uh idealized Raven Keeper's uniform, but made of like 1,000 thread count silk. Like the greatest, like it's made of like the spun silk of clouds. It's
Hmm.
dyed with the very ink of an endless summer azure sky. Like it is incredible and primal and beautiful and bright. And you feel that you are in the presence of something divine and
Yeah,
an
they closes his eyes.
an echoing voice that sounds deeply resonant and somewhat intimidating to everyone except Subasa. Subasa, to you, the voice sounds comforting and the voice sounds confident.
I still straighten my slightly tattered Raven Keeper uniform, just kind of brush it off and try to like make myself look a little more presentable.
The divinity of ravens, if she was truly here, would be would probably put on a slightly more spectacular performance. But you know that this is a mask, a manifestation, but it is her words. She says, the code and the sacred laws, the three bound pact of the Raven Keepers will be upheld here. Messages are sacred, they are more than merely gifts. And you hear like a lightning bolt. Like you hear it, but you don't see it. You hear the thunder echoing as this very old, hollow, like pack that you just made just sort of gets pushed and swept and reverberated as you like feel the emblem of your symbol of office, Subasa, on your uniform, whether you keep it as like a crystal. What does it look like? How would Subasa wear it? Uh, is it stitched into a cloak? Is it a piece of metal that is on a necklace? How every raven keeper gets to spice up the emblem.
I think it's kind of like a lapel pin, but kind of on the big side.
Hmm.
But it's not just metal; it's like living metal because
Hmm.
the little wings on the bird flap.
Mm. Oh, so as you it glows
Oh, it doesn't normally do that.
and then uh and then it passes. And then all of the guards or the gatekeepers like get up. They turn, they smile very warmly, bow very reverently, specifically to Subasa, and then and then to the rest of you, and uh, and they say, uh, "Welcome to the sacred city of Arbol. Please enjoy your stay, honored guests." And they motion in for all of you to enter. Um, it doesn't feel like anybody from the square saw that because nobody in the square behind you is reacting.
I love this city.
Sylvester, does that normally happen?
It's the first time that's happened here.
Here.
Oh, I mean, I've had. I feel like I've seen the Raven Mother before. Like it's part of the ceremony when you become a Raven Keeper. But that's part of that
Oh,
ceremony.
What did they say to you now?
Um, this time it has to do with the pact of the three gifts.
Oh, What does that have to do with your job?
Well,
Well,
guess
you
you
get
kind
a
of did.
sense. So, like, as she asked that question, like the heat, it's not a painful heat. It's a nice kind of soothing heat because it's starting to get cold, right? We are in late autumn and it's about to be winter. It's kind of a comforting heat, and you get this sense that you can deliver letters and messages aren't gifts. Messages are just
Ah,
messages.
but what if it's a package?
If it's over 12 ounces
Yeah.
and it doesn't fit these
Yeah.
dimensions, then
Yeah, then
it's
it's a
technically you can mark it as a
Yeah.
gift and you don't have to pay
yeah.
a tariff. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, you know, this was essentially the Raven Mother's way. And she has different names. Some people call her the Morgan, some people call her the Raven Mother. People who are still hooked up on imperialists remnants will call her the Raven Queen, like but it's just like this is just her way of being like, this is a sacred space, but male is male. Like,
you can do your job.
you can do your job. Like, that's very like
That's nice.
How does Squawk react to this?
a Squawk's reaction was very on par with it is the only time you've seen Squawk humble. Just very like, oh,
Oh, mom speaking. Got it.
yeah, yeah, quiet, quiet, quiet,
Mhm.
quiet.
Being good. Being very good.
Nobody told me there was going to be a parliament today. Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
Okay.
You know, unexpected. It's very similar. I think Squawk's kind of reaction is maybe a little bit more extreme than yours because Squawk spends most of his time traveling with you, not going to parliaments where business is discussed. So, uh,
Like
the
I can see Squawk just being like very, very stiff all of a sudden.
yeah, I think
And
the
like
only one that
proper.
was yeah, I think like the other bird was calm. Lumpy was very calm.
Yeah, if Squawk could salute, Squawk would be saluting.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Uh,
Squawk?
holding it. So where do we want to go next? We've entered the city. You've done a little bit of Three Magi's Day shopping.
I would love to go use the bathroom in real
Okay.
life.
So what I say we're gonna do is now that you've entered the city, we're gonna take a 10-minute break.
You're led into a beautiful outdoor restroom.
A beautiful
full of
outdoor
pools,
lavatory
palm
slash
trees.
I'd like
bathhouse.
a golden toilet.
Yeah. So what
If
we're
you go
gonna
to the
do
bathroom in
is
the game, you also go to the bathroom
we're
in real
gonna
life.
take
Yeah.
so
Real
what we're gonna do
life.
for brevity's sake is we're gonna take a nice 10-15 minute break so that we can use the restroom and refill our water, and then when we come back we're gonna be at the temple
Great.
just to make things simple. All
That
right.
sounds wonderful.
Okay, and we will be back soon for more adventures. Hey, hello everyone. We have returned. We're taking a little break. We have had some water. We have refreshed ourselves. And once again, we are going to sink into the, at times, beautifully meditative folklore punk fantasy story, The North Star. Our travelers have reunited with their friend uh, Subasa, the Raven Keeper, uh, and they are making their way to uh, the place they've been invited to spend the holiday, which is the Fellowship of Heather's Monastery, known as the Leaf Song Temple. That was a mouthful. So they're on their way to the temple. They've made their way across the city. Uh, they have arrived, and the temple has massive, beautiful wooden that smell like rosewood, treated rosewood, double doors that are immediately opened upon your arrival, leading into a massive like stone uh like footpath. The stones have just kind of been smoothed over so that they're easy to walk on, comfortable to walk on, but on either side of this footpath leading up into the temple proper is just trees and greenery and wood with all kinds of like nifty little platforms where people can like climb and sit and be among nature, or as you can see some of the members of the fellowship of Heather, the siblings, the brothers and the sisters, all kind of in these kind of dingy soft linen tunics and trousers and like work boots and just out there like gathering herbs, just like really really kind of comfortable brown and beige linen, but as see, pretty soft to the touch. And you're kind of walking this road, and the road kind of goes up a hill, and eventually you arrive at this very like beautiful, almost actually I want to give my players a little bit of agency here. Subasa, what is the architectural style of this temple? What does it look like? What is this monastery of healers and apothecaries? How do they live in the shadow of this massive sacred tree?
I'm seeing a building with a lot of arches and like beautifully decorated gilded arches.
Mm, okay. Like round gilded arches. Um Yabe, how do you see them traveling? Do you see like ramps or stairs or elevators made of ropes, like a mix of all three? Like, how do you get here, or do you just go up the hill?
As in around the entire city, or just from where we
No,
were
just the
to
temple,
this place?
just the monastery.
Um, yeah, I think there's a tram. One of those uphill trams that you use to get to the top of ski slopes.
Oh, okay. So like the temple's like almost like it's not just a hill, it's almost like a mountain, and then you've got to get on this tram that takes you all the way up to the okay.
I feel like there's got to be like a hiking trail for the true believers that want to do like a real pilgrimage, and it's like 3 hours and it's grueling, and no one really does it.
Yeah, yeah, and there's like a path through this
That's
gorge,
a
the
different
wilderness.
holiday where you
That's
go
a
up the path up to
different
the hill.
holiday.
Oh, but
This holiday,
there's always a bunch of like people who are trying to sell the like water and snacks and offerings as you go up if you're gonna
Yeah,
be a
Eyes
yeah,
full of
hiking
yeah,
trail.
water.
there's like wine and stuff too.
And, there,
yeah.
and,
Just
and
like
there's
there's like
volunteers trying to give stuff away, and everyone's like, "No, no!" I'm like, "Oh gosh, you gotta ask again. Come on, come on.
oh, there's
Just don't
volunteers.
don't
Yes,
dehydrate."
that's the way people get around like the gift thing. They're like, no, you're paying for this. Thank you, 1 copper.
Yep.
Like, you know what? It's would anyone like to create that as a folklore?
Ooh.
How
as
so?
as the as the poor merchant, the one who gives you what you need while you're on the trail, but only takes.
Rice has got their hand
Rice
up.
is.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't see Rice.
Oh, I see them.
Oh,
I see
Oh,
her.
okay.
Hey, Celine.
yes.
Do you like that idea,
Um,
or do we just want to leave
yes.
that as people selling stuff on the road? Oh no, Celine's got it. Celine's like, all right.
No,
So,
I do like the idea. So, I think it sounds
describe.
interesting.
Okay, so we're gonna. This is how I would like to set this up. You're all in a big ski slope style pagoda carriage, heading up via a wire system to the temple. You've shown your invitations. The fare is totally free, as it's part of, coming being a guest of the temple. Uh, and while you're looking
Mhm.
out at the path, because you can see the path, the pilgrim's path, like through the forest below. And describe to me this folklore, like as Celine is gazing out over the forest.
Um, I think the legend was that at some point, as you were going up the slope of the mountain, when the travelers needed it most, it would be like the merchant was coming out of nowhere. Like they would just appear like from the trees or anywhere. Um, like uh pretty much just appear in front of the travelers as soon as they needed with the exact thing that they needed most, neither water or food or anything else. And I think that whenever he would offer it for free, people would at first say no, but then this merchant realized the way to go around it and would say, no, 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 I'm not giving this out for free. And they would ask for like the smallest price possible in order to give it. And if the person didn't have anything like of value, they would just ask for like a flower or something, like any something insignificant in exchange for the
A
thing that you needed
story?
most.
Yeah,
Even a story,
Okay.
yeah.
can we take money
That
out
Yeah.
of
that has
it? Can we take money out of it entirely, and it has to be like an
Yeah.
exchange of
yeah,
something,
yeah, yeah. Okay, then
like a
just
story, a
like
song, anything.
a story, a song, a flower, a
Yeah. An
dance.
exchange of some
Hmm.
kind.
Yeah, and
Like Secret
that's how
Santa.
he would go around. And that's how
Yeah.
he would go around the whole thing with like having to ask 3 times, because if you're giving something in exchange, it's not really a gift.
You're essentially creating a pack, like a PAC, so you don't have to, you can't donate directly. You're creating this loophole system of soft
Yeah.
money that's eventually this will topple the local government. I
That's
want you to
why
know
it's
that.
a. This is why it's a folklore, and it's like an entity that occasionally shows up.
The folklore
All
of
right.
NFTs.
So two, one, two. All right, all of you. All right, who does anyone else has anything to contribute to this particular folklore? No.
Do we add that like there's the myth around it that like they'll show up only when you need them?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is that
Yeah.
how it
You're like, oh, I
works?
just like really need some water, and he's like, hello.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
But
Is that
it's
what we're
really
going
just
for,
like a
Celine?
peddler wandering around, like,
All
Yeah,
right.
that's
yeah, right when I
I
needed him.
said that before, like when you need it most,
Mm.
he just
You
Yeah.
appears.
need it most. Yeah. So, for being hands-on with creating this folklore and using one of the custom folklore moves that I made for this game, Celine and Ophelia and Subasa, all of you take a token for
Amazing.
creating a folklore. Please, my players, please take note that this folklore may be awakened or banished at any point later in the session. All right.
Right.
So
You
you're
would banish him? You would banish the poor little merchant? You kicked me as like the
Merchant
football?
of the slopes.
It's not a playtest. I will reevaluate these rules if they don't work. But
I like it. It's like it's not you're banishing it because it's just like been forgotten or something else has taken its place, right? Like
yeah,
it's not like it's just that is how that happens sometimes. You just lose
yeah.
stories and like that's
And then
sad,
we
but
have to
also
do this again,
yeah.
but with no idea. This time we had an idea.
Mhm.
And we built on it. So I always want to let people know, hey, like it's open if you're willing to put in the work.
Mhm.
Sometimes the pre-gen isn't that bad. No, I'm kidding. I kid. Moving on to the temple itself. You arrive at the temple, all of you kind of feeling, I don't know, you're kind of feeling that story that Celine was talking about. Also, the rest of you are kind of left with the question, how does Celine know so much about the local customs of this city?
Hey Celine, how do you know so much about the local customs of the city?
Uh, you say as you guys enter like the big grand hall. Uh, and Celine, do you say anything in response?
Celine probably wasn't focused on that anymore. At the moment, she was probably like trying to like hide a little bit and be like,
So, so
as she was
yeah.
walking down the halls.
So
But yeah.
no, I was gonna say, so there isn't an immediate statement, right? Or are you saying
Uh,
something right away? This is very important.
no, there's not. There's not
Okay.
an.
So in the moment when uh in that moment when Celine could have responded and said, you get, well, my dear, that's because she was raised here. And you see stepping out of the shadows a woman wearing a with long red hair in uh and bangs kind of flowing free, and then like two braids, and the hair is a vibrant red, not artificial, the kind of red that you would get from like a ground up bark, just kind of
Like henna
very,
dye.
yeah, like a henna dye, but like not just uh very similar to Katie, yours actually, but in real life, but like very like in a nice neat like braid. She has not quite a habit, but like a, just like a cloth kind of tied around the back covering the rest of her hair. She is wearing a kind of a form-fitting linen underdress that is a very pale linen, and then over that she has an apron dress that is, for the uninitiated, it's just two straps, and then the straps are like kind of above the bust line in the middle, and then it's like long, it's kind of like a tube dress but straps, but it's uh decorated with like really simple uh white and silver uh zoomorphic patterns, like really pretty, like hand woven zoomorphic patterns. Maybe there's some like there's like, and the silver is you know pretty silver threads like woven in there. Who knows, it's some amazing craftsmanship. When you see it, it kind of, it's the one kind of flashy thing that she has, because everything is like white or beige that she's wearing, except for this incredibly beautiful hand woven like alpaca fur dyed green woven belt that she just has like tied belted around the dress, and it's just this bold piece of
Are
color.
are you
uh
her sister?
uh and she steps forward, and it is like she stepped out of a dream. When you look at her eyes, Yabe, you realize that this is the sister from that fragment of memory, that memory dream that you keep having over and over
One
again.
sister to rule them all.
One sister to rule them all.
Wait, so is this an
And
actual sister this time, or is it
and
just
she
the witch
steps
sister?
out, and like you're having like this flashback, and then Celine like stepping out of the shadows, that is um your sister, more than just a witch sister, like raised alongside you in the monastery, um is Panacea, now Mother Panacea, the Witch of the Wood, sacred mother of the Leaf Song Temple. Um and all of you,
Wait, when you say raised alongside, are you talking
like
about?
from little girls, like lived in this place as orphans.
Okay, you're talking about Celine.
To
Yes,
specifically
yes,
talk
yes.
about Celine. For you, this is Mother Panacea.
Mhm.
You, the sister, like this. As far as you're aware, the Witch of the Wood should be. Never mind, witches live forever.
Yeah.
But you remember her as the Sacred Mother. You didn't
No,
realize the
I'm
Sacred
aware.
Mother was the Witch
I'm
of the
aware.
Wood.
Yabe is retreated perfectly into the background at this
Oh
point.
yeah,
I
you're like
understand.
woo.
I'm like,
None of
And
that.
Ophelia's just looking and going, need to get a belt.
I will say that in the past, Conk, you have guided the sister on missions when she's had to leave the sacred city. And other members of, the the Fellowship of Heather, to get to injured people, particularly, people who lost means of contact or connection, or could be difficult to go to because like bridges have been destroyed and roads have been disrupted and haven't been rebuilt yet. So you have worked with uh Mother Panacea many times. um you have not directly delivered messages very much here, uh Zubasa, but you have delivered messages to the Witch of the Wood before, but in other places. Just not in the Sacred City. And over the years, I will say, since you left home, you also have encountered this woman before, and probably has taught you a couple of your dances over the years, Ophelia.
Mhm.
Yes, Subasa, absolutely. This is the community leader. Technically, this is the mayor of the monastery. This is exactly who you're supposed to deliver that to. And she enters the room and she nods and she says, her actual physical characteristics is that she has olive toned skin, a large, respectable nose, intense, deep brown eyes, laugh lines, the edge of her eyes. Uh, it's even though she is in what some historical fashion experts would say is early period Norse, she moves and her outfit is accentuated in what I would call like big Latina aunt energy. Um, Sort of like contained in this kind of modest white like outfit. And as you get closer,
another one.
hello, yes, what was it you say?
All I said was another one.
Another
Another
one.
Latina aunt. All the witches are ants.
All of them, all of
Accurate.
Well, the
them.
witches had ants and Celine in the middle, just like the tiny little one being like,
Tiny little, yeah.
It is the most elderly of all of them, really.
But she does kind of consider like, well, maybe I shouldn't say like aunt energy. I should say probably mother energy. She just sort of like moves like she is used to being in charge. Um Calypso, she's just very like much more like Calypso's like herding an orphanage of madcap special children. This person is running an entire apothecary and healer's order. So there's some definitely like girl boss energy coming out here that you have all experienced. And she approaches all of you and is like, Happy Three Magi's night. Welcome. I see you all got my invitation. Yes, yes. Ophelia. My message. Yes. I know it can seem.
It's not often I get mail addressed to myself.
No, no, not often. I hope you enjoyed it.
Oh,
uh,
Mother Fantasy, I have a letter for you.
oh, excellent. Take that. She takes it. Take a token. uh, she opens it. It's a really, really Celine, what would be in a letter? What's in the letter? What do you think is in the letter when she reads it?
Um, there is a possibility that could actually be Celine's letter that just arrived and I've been very late.
Okay. No, I love it. Okay, so she looks at the letter and she looks up at you and she's like, "Thank you for RSVPing. It was very kind of you." And she just like folds the letter and spins it, and it flies into the air and turns into like a bird, like a little tiny like white
Oh,
sparrow, and flies away.
Witches.
This is so cool.
I don't. My sister's here. I don't get to show off very often. And then she like opens up her arms and goes over to give Celine a big hug.
Celine, as usual, just kind of turtles in herself, and she's like, "Oh, we're doing this again. Oh, God." And
Yeah, and
but
there's a moment where Celine, you get hit with a flashback, and the two of you are hiding underneath the kitchen table, waiting for the other sisters to like finish the afternoon meal, so you can steal pastries from the icebox. Uh, as you know, she gives you a big squeeze and pushes back and looks you in the eyes, and you see it's the same eyes from back then.
after that, I think Celine is gonna go in for a second hug.
Okay. And there's just a warm hug and just like, oh, happy holidays, sister. Now, let's get into some mischief. Come, everyone. Welcome. Um,
Mischief.
uh, everyone gets assigned rooms that have something nice and something personal in them, whether it's like a mint or your favorite kind of chocolate. There's
I say, "Oh
uh
no, I mustn't. Oh no, I mustn't. Oh no," and I take the chocolate.
Can I
yeah.
switch like the name cards on two of the rooms so that like who would it
Yeah.
be like maybe like Celine and Yabe like get their rooms switched. So like
Oh,
very different aesthetics that are confusing to both of them, just like while no one's looking, I'll just
yeah.
be like around the corner like hee hee hee.
Playing a harmless prank.
Yeah.
You like look and you very like I think who picks up on it first, Yabe or Celine?
I think, I
Celine.
think,
Celine.
yeah, I think the first one to pick up on it would be Celine, because as she was going to her room, the one that she was supposedly assigned, I think Yabe accidentally opens the room that she used to have when she was little.
Oh,
So that's how
that
she
one.
picks up on it, but I think she's gonna stay quiet and not say a thing about it, and let Yabe sleep in there anyways.
Yeah.
Yabe is dense as a rock. He has no idea what's going on.
Yeah. That is hilarious. you all get, shown to your quarters. You get told that dinner is going to be at 7 o'clock, and then 8 o'clock will be just gift exchange and storytelling by the fire, and that the city's various taverns and gardens will also be open. And generally it's going to be a wonderful night. But for the most part, you're given free reign of the grounds of the monastery in the city. Dinner isn't until 7. Is there anything anyone would like to do before dinner?
Yes, but if someone wants to go first, they should go first.
Okay.
No, Celine, go first.
All right, Celine, what do you want to do?
Okay. I think that Celine, for like the first time since ever, she actually isn't wearing her like little cloak as she's walking around. She's just wearing like the waistcoat and the pants.
Yeah.
And I think she's gonna go to where she first ever met her mentor by the giant tree.
Yeah. Um so you travel there and you are by the tree and you hear behind you, well, long time no see. And you see a familiar figure. Um, he is about 6'6", broad shoulders, uh, long legs, athletic, wearing a rustic, uh, like brown, like overrobe, with several, wrapping with a woven wool belt, kind of, belting it, keeping it taut. Underneath is like a sturdy green like work tunic, which you can see kind of, it's the tunic's a little bit longer than the overcoat that he's wearing, the wool overcoat he's wearing. And then he's got some nice comfy uh work, what look like kind of like what we would call like tie fishing trousers or roost pants, and some really comfortable leg wraps and sturdy like work boots, like the kind of boots that like soldiers and gardeners wear. Uh, and he's got big old like gardener's gloves on. And this weird looking like staff with like a metal tool on the end of it that you realize is the kind of tool that people use to like get fruit and to trim trees and to keep trees healthy. Uh, and he's got weathered brown skin, like thick, wavy, deep black hair. And he's got it pulled up into uh like a top knot, and the sides are shaved and it's just kind of pulled taut. And he looks to be maybe his early 50s, but when you look at his eyes and you see the crow's feet in the side, he's much older. He's like one of those people in like maybe their 70s and 80s that is just ripped. Like you could see like the muscles
Uncle
kind of
Iroh.
peeking out, like Uncle Iroh, very similar.
Yes.
But stout and rotund. The LGBT community, we would call it like bear daddy energy, but there's definitely something like soft and nurturing about him. And this is they call him Yuka. Some people call him Papa Yuka. Some people call him Padre Yuka. Some people call him Father Yuka. It all really depends what region of Kejia you are from. His personal favorite is Papa Yuka because it's like,
Some people call him Daddy.
some people call him Daddy Yuka,
Anyway.
but he is like, young people. I
You set
did set up
yourself
for
up
that.
there.
So, and he is very old, very wise, is the carekeeper of the tree. Now, here's my question: is Papa Yuka your old mentor, or, and if they are not, who are they to you?
I think it is uh not Celine's old mentor,
Hmm.
but Papayuka is more of Celine's new father figure. So
Okay.
at some point, I think Celine would have stopped saying the Yuka part and would have just stuck with Papa for a long while she was at the
Yeah.
monastery.
Yeah.
Uh, he was probably the one that brought her here, and she always loved the tree, so she would probably just come along whenever she could to help with the tree keeping and everything. Um, but yeah, no, I think the old mentor would be the one that helped Celine with her fire magic instead.
Mm. So, you're home.
Uh, Celine is going to like look at the men and she's actually going to start laughing and she's going to look at him and be like, whenever I see you, you never age.
No.
And then she's gonna go in for a hug.
Yeah. Just a huge hug. Lifts you up, little tiny dragon form. Sets you down. So, I see that you brought the boy. The man, excuse me. They're grown
I I couldn't just leave him and say not to go.
now. Well, there's a lot of pieces of memory that I'm hoping perhaps the season will see fit to gift you. Don't forget, refuse it 3 times. Um, uh,
Okay, I haven't left home for that long, I think. She
no.
has. She has. It was a lie.
Yeah,
She has.
you've been gone a very, very, very long time. Like so long that I'm a bit surprised that you found Yabe the one known as Yabe by happenstance.
At first, I didn't recognize it was him.
Let me show you something. Let me make something more clear. And he extends his hand out to you. Do you take it?
Yes.
He takes your hand and he waves it, and the pine needles from the tree start to dance and form in the air, and you're just kind of hit with the smell of fresh pine as it takes the form, and it kind of, you get all of these memories, this intense flashback where you are young and a little girl, and you are at the feet of a younger uh, Mother Panacea, performing an ancient ritual to put the one known as Yabe to sleep with the sword, and how like they entered this eternal rest, and how you and your sister, the Witch of the Wood, and other members of the order, like literally brick by brick, using this magical paste that smells of herbs and healing to like create like essentially like a barrier of life and secrets to keep his sleeping space hidden in the basement of the monastery. And you realize that these memories were taken from you. You were shown that you gave them over in a crystal when you were very young, and you realize that when you gave away your magic, of all of the worries and the ability to do that, you were also giving away the weight of what it was going to be to have to wait centuries. And you feel this connection, this nearly centuries long connection to Yabe, like come back to the fore under the tree, holding the hand of your father figure.
Celine is going to like sit quietly and watch, and after it's done, she's going to kind of start panicking a little bit. She starts panicking because in her head she's thinking, "Oh, I was one of the ones that put him to sleep. How am I supposed to give my option to him to be like my apprentice and stay with me if I was one of the ones that put him to sleep?" So she's starting to like slightly panic. She's like, "Oh
No, no,
no."
no, 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 no. Wait. No, you have a different purpose now. I believe. This is just me. I'm just an old caretaker. But I believe your purpose now here is to guide him on the right path. You've always been there from the beginning. You've been exactly where you needed to be. This is not about what you've done. This is about what you're doing now. You brought him home.
But but it was by accident. If I would have never come here to this tree and I would have never gotten the memory back from the crystal, that
You would still be here. You would still have celebrated the holiday. Your sister probably would have told you. I just got
oh
here
my
first. You haven't been home in a long time. These are things we haven't even been able to resolve if we wanted to.
you could have sent the crystal through my I don't know. Okay, that's just stupid actually. That would break. That would be very bad if it breaks. Oh dear.
Right. Mhm.
Do you have so little faith in Tsubasa to not transport that carefully?
Also, you bring that up. Okay, good. I'm gonna snatch that. Also, Tsubasa is here. It would have gotten to you eventually.
Oh. Oh. Oh boy. This is oh no. I, I
Come
didn't
on.
expect to be that big of a mentor.
He puts his arm over your shoulders and he's like, "Why don't we take some time, meditate by the tree? The tree also heals the heart and the mind. And then we'll make our way to dinner. How does that sound?"
And Celine is going to nod and she's going to say, I would quite enjoy that actually. And she's going to sit by the tree with her father figure, probably like how he would have taught her when she was a little girl, because when she was younger, she was probably way more like energetic because
Mhm.
being a child, as scared as she was still like zooming around way too much. So in order to kind of help with that, I think um Father Yuka would like make her meditate.
Okay. Uh, we're gonna smash cut over to our bard. Before we get to dinner, what is one short thing that you would like to do?
I want to wrap all my presents.
Okay.
That for sure. And I also want to. I remember there being stories about like in this temple, like hidden, like nooks and crannies to like smaller gods, and I want to like see if I can find any, and then like do a quick light a candle at
Yeah,
another of like the
you
littler gods.
absolutely do. You
Mhm.
do manage to find one. Um, and it is to like a small god of like healing.
Okay.
and song, like healing music.
Hmm.
And you just sort of take a candle and kind of light it in the shrine.
And then I'll do a little like shadow dance with the candles. Like it's not a dance with my body, but it's like with my hands and like making shadow puppets on the walls and like making them
All
dance.
right.
And that's my dance that I do with the small and forgotten gods to earn luck and wisdom.
All right. Go ahead and take a token for the first thing.
Okay.
And then like as you do that, you feel this moment where everything kind of stops and gets quiet. And you see a apparition of what looks to be a young Yabe and a desperate uh older man wielding Yabe's sword. And
Why am I here?
what looks like the Witch of the Wood that you just met, but like much younger, like leading them away somewhere. Do you follow?
Yeah.
So like you're following, and then it leads you through the monastery into these caves, and at a certain point you start to realize that this is like a recreation of something that happened, and that the gods of the small gods of like of memory
Hmm.
and of the air and the wind are kind of like giving you a recreation of a history of what happened here and how it connects to the people you know. And you end up going into the basement at a certain point, like you start to watch like a recreation of the standoff with the second blade. And you kind of look away because it's a little bit too close to that other dance that you did that you will never dance again.
Oh, okay.
Like
Yeah.
you look away
But this
immediately
is
and
really cool until
continue until that, and
uh
then you look away and then you follow down into the catacombs underneath
oh.
the
Okay.
monastery. And when
Okay.
you're in there, it ends up leading you to this beautiful, like, circular chamber that must be connected to the city street or the outside somehow, because there's like it's like an oubliette. There's like a circular thing, and then there's sunlight coming from the surface, and there's all of these like brightly polished stones and the stonework in
Hmm.
this circular room. And then in the back of the room, you see a broken brick wall, and then on the inside, what looks like a bed, like a stone bed with clean bedding.
Hmm.
You know,
Is this still
like
past I'm looking at, or is this present?
this is present.
Ooh, I'm gonna go look at it.
Like that's the like the and then like what you're seeing is what looks to be some kind of like elaborate folk ritual.
Hmm.
But like I said, it all like outlines in the air, and but like you can still kind of see it, and whispers of the sound of a ritual of this eternal sleeping hero. And you can see an outline of like Yabe's like form like sleeping on this bed, and you can see there's a picture with that once had water in it. You can see like footsteps kind of leading out.
Huh.
What do you want to do? And then the vision just kind of ends, and you hear some of the voices say, the family's now
The family's now whole. Is that what you said?
home.
Home.
Oh. Um, the like linens that are on the bed, do they have any like? Is there like you know how like Norse blankets and stuff sometimes have like a trim around it that have like the like a ribbon that has like more
Yeah,
embroidery and stuff around
yeah,
the
yeah,
edges?
yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
like carefully pick some of that off
yeah,
so that
yeah.
I
You
have
got some of that.
like a ribbon of it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tie it around the present
yeah.
for
It's kind
Gabby.
of weird because like this is really nice for a tomb.
It
Like,
doesn't.
why would a tomb be this nice? I
Well,
mean, yeah, like it's not. It's
but it
just
feels it felt close to that dance, but not quite, right? So like, I don't think that.
no, it's not
I
that
know
dance at
Yabe is not
all. It
dead,
is not
so
that dance. No, they're not
yeah.
dead. This
So
feels like a place of the living.
this is
Like,
something else. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I'll ask Yabe about it later.
yeah. Uh, and so,
They'll
all
love
right, we're
it.
getting a little bit close. The wrap up time.
Mhm.
So, I'm gonna
Should
expedite things. Yes, was
yeah,
that
if we're getting close, should we skip things like gifts or
so I think what I would like.
Alex Pog?
What?
Skip
No.
gifts.
So
No, I said
Skip your
skip
gifts.
this is what
two
we're gonna do.
gifts.
Thank you, Alex.
I'm gonna do kind of a variance of what I did before. We're gonna do. Watch this. We're gonna work some magic. So dinner happens. It's a fantastic meal. Figgy pudding, arroz con gandules, plátanos, plantains of all kinds, sweet, fried, you name it. Um, just there's like a pork section, and then there's like a garden section. So like everything in the garden section of the feast is just all like vegetarian and vegan, and like uses all these delicious like curries and things. While the pork section of the feast is kind of cordoned off and has honey glazed ham and braised pork, and lots of traditional like winter holiday pork feast. And then everything else is like chicken and freshwater seafood, because you are not by the coast, unfortunately. But lots of good, like freshwater fish and braised
Don't
chicken and
don't watch this
turkey.
stream hungry. Oh my gosh.
No, don't. And all kinds of puddings and pies and turnovers, and you have just like a great holiday meal. And like there's a lot of like hilarious like uh at one point you go outside like after the meal, like with the neighborhood children, and fit where they fill in like all of these fragrant wood boxes with grass, and you give away carrots, and it has kind of a little bit of a Halloween vibe to it, as the children are kind of you know running around. And then like after the children are put to sleep and you get back to the monastery, and you're getting to head over to like the late night gift exchange where everybody sits around the fire and drinks hot chocolate and uh spiced rum and mulled wine. um you hear a like a loud like banging booming sound coming from a staircase that leads to the catacombs, as you guys are in a massive hallway heading to uh the big like main, like I guess you would call it a common hall.
Mhm.
What do you do?
I mean, Ophelia's just like, wasn't me. I didn't do anything. I didn't awaken anything in the catacombs. What? No.
Yeah.
How do the birds react?
So
The
Oh,
birds kind of jump and look in the direction, and then another, and it sounds like giant
on it
footsteps.
on instinct, Yave has leapt to his feet and his fingers are drumming against the pommel of the sword.
And it's at that point, like coming like from around uh the corner, like where the catacombs from, is a big like white furred massive like feral cat,
Oh.
like a bobcat,
Okay.
or like a bobcat kind of mountain lion lynx kind of thing going on, with snow white fur with some patches of black in it that kind of have some resemblance to like northern Arctic region forests. And for those of you who are not familiar with the myth of the Yule cat,
Ooh.
uh it is just, and it's got big claws, fangs, and it looks like it has like like something is stabbed, like a shard, like a black broken shard is like stabbed into their back. And they're like shaking and they look really
Oh.
angry. And their eyes, which are normally like a icy, snowy, like crystal blue, are like have like black veins in them and red, and they're kind of pulsing, and that is what you see that is turning
Celine,
the corner.
Celine, is this
Lumpy
normal? Is this normal?
Lumpy is hiding even before he
It's not
sees the cat's
normal.
attitude. He just sees cat,
Oh, this
hide.
is bad.
Yeah.
This is bad.
Yabe
And
Yabe is in front of everyone now.
Okay, I'm going to go
Celine
around
is just gonna pick
our
the
table really quickly
fool.
and ask how you want to respond to this moment. Uh, I will start with Conk, since Conk didn't have a little side scene. We're going to start with Conk. Conk, what would you like to do?
I will spend a token and cast Deep One to look at someone else while in the state. You can see the light inside their heart and what shape it takes. I'd like to know what the cat's intention is.
Okay, so you look, and all of a sudden everything goes black, and you can see the outline of the Yule cat, and you can see a feral, bright, beautiful heart, but you also see this dark, shadowy, inky force that is coming from the wound and is kind of spilling and letting tendrils out and trying to attack and consume the light. So the light of its heart is fighting back. This is a creature of wildness. This is a creature of nature. This is not a creature of malice and ill intent. It will hunt, it will attack, but only prey. And you realize that something awful is hurting this small god that you're seeing before
I
you.
communicate that this is a cat that is affected, and I try to soothe soothe Lumpy, who's really freaking out at just the fact that there's a cat here, much less a one that looks like it might attack us. So I'm
Yeah.
trying to tell him to be brave. We're gonna try. I think we need to help this cat. Be brave. Be brave.
Subasa, what do you do? And then our bard on deck, and then Yabe, and then Celine.
Um, I tell Squawk, go up, be safe, and I think I will grab like one of a giant trout, just one of the giant trays of trout from the table, because cats like fish in my
Yes,
experience.
yes.
So like find the biggest fish and like try to offer that. Maybe that'll get this thing to calm down.
Okay, all right. You go, you do that, and then it kind of looks at it and goes, and then, and then starts to like, and like flinches as the pain, and it chomps down and it takes the trout out of your mouth.
Out of
Ophelia,
your mouth.
like not out of your mouth, out of your hand. Sorry, into its mouth.
It's
And
your
she
I
was
know,
like,
like this.
like,
Look,
Lady and the
Lady
Tramp.
like,
Sabasa and
no.
I have both baby birded our birds. Come on, just admit it. You know.
The trout is snatched, but it's bought you some time. But it's that whatever that black blade is in its back is not doing good. And
I have a thing I can do,
all
but
right,
then wait.
Bard, what do you got?
I'm going to just pull out my sort of like violin viola type instrument and just start playing like a nostalgic, slow, sad song, but it ends like with hope. And I'm going to play the song that I sing to the broken down to remind it what it was and still could be.
Um, it so you start playing the song,
Mhm.
and then the wolf, like, well, the cat, it just sort of like it moves kind of like wolf like, right, with like kind
Mhm.
of like a more of a predatory stride, but
Mhm.
then it just starts to listen to the song, and it's like eating, and it's like finishing the fish, and it's feeling really strong and confident, still twitching like against the pain. um Yabe, do you want to go last? Did we put you last?
You put Celine last.
I put Celine last. Yabe, do you want to wait until Celine goes? or do you have an idea
Why?
now? No, I'm just asking. It's your
I
turn.
have a thing that Yabe would like to do.
You got it. All right. It is now Yabe's thing.
Well, spoiler alert, I think Yabe has been not super present at dinner because he's been working on what was supposed to be Celine's gift, which was supposed to be a pot of tea that he brewed just for them.
Oh.
But in the middle of this happened. So I think I would like to spend a token and switch course and brew a pot of tea for this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like he's been working on this throughout dinner and now this has happened.
Yes. Yeah.
So he's going to take the whole pot, hook it on one end of the sword. With the cat sufficiently distracted, he's going to run around to the side of it, hold the sword up, and pour the tea on the wound itself.
Oh.
And try to melt away the shard that's stuck in the poor thing's back.
So as you do that, it pours and sears, and all of a sudden you can see the magic of this tea just start corroding and breaking and fading away, and then through your magic sight, Conk, if you still have, your the sight up, you could see the tea is like a blazing light. You actually have to look away for a second because it's so bright as the tea like pours down into the wound and like evaporates the shard. Like you could still see some tongs, but like slowly it's filling in. Celine, what do you do?
So the shard is gone now, or is it
The
still
shard
in
is
there?
being evaporated, but it's still like kind of in pain.
And I support that. I say it's working.
I think Celine is going to rush to the cat, and she's not going to be at a distance. She's going like full close, as she's going to um like take some herbs.
Celine hears, be careful.
So she's going to take some herbs, just and like try to soothe the just apply them on there as she is just putting her hand on the shard to take it out.
There are a few moments where everything interplays. Conk sees where the pain is, and the bard and the raven keeper help and buy us time and distraction.
Big
Yabe is
Mom.
able to create the healing tea, and then Celine heals the wound and soothes the pain in a matter of moments. Small god of winter, a small god of winter, known to some as the Yule Cat, is whole again. Ah, I knew that if I came to the monastery, I would find healing. None of you are naughty. I must continue my hunt on behalf of the three magi. I will inform them of the boon that you have done for me. Send the Witch of the Wood my regards. I appreciate your help, travelers. I will not insult you by calling you heroes. And then he leaves.
Does he have any penalty for accepting the boon on the first?
We're like, no, we don't need a boon. We don't need a boon. It's okay.
And he walks away, and like for a moment, the hallway is snowy and filled with like a blizzard and a forest, and then it's gone and it's warm again.
And Ophelia's standing there like this. Ah.
And he's gone. And then like the
Celine?
snowflake, that one snowflake, however, does stay on your tongue. The Witch of the Wood comes in, followed by all the other healers, and then she's like, "Well done, Celine. Well done indeed. Come on, come in, come in, come in, come in. And there's a little bit of a montage as you all kind of spend time with Heather. But I would like to wrap things up a little bit with all of you together, perhaps with the Witch of the Wood and with Papa Yuka, or maybe just with yourselves, uh, sitting around a fireplace with your gifts, getting ready to hand them out. You all have your letters. I'm going to say the letters were delivered. They've all been opened. Uh, give yourself one, two, three. Give yourself 4 tokens for next session, Subasa. As you
Nice
deliver
work.
everyone's letters to them, your letters are from loved ones, family members. Uh,
Everyone gets a
and
stack like this big of.
yeah, and
Mine's
some
from
of them,
Damien.
all of Yabe's letters are old. They're all
Ooh.
old, like not in bad shape, like they've been kept like some enchantment has kept them fresh, but they're all written in like old-timey languages, and they're all like
So
have imperial postal marks on them, which aren't really valid.
Yabe
Like you
Yabe
can't really
says,
tell people no. Like
well, Yabe says thank you and puts them away and does not read them.
okay,
Mm.
but uh let us wrap things up with gifts.
I
Uh,
will say Yabe like hangs his head in front of Celine and says, I'm sorry, that was supposed to be for you. I wanted to show you how much I had improved. Big thanks to you, but I don't have
Celine
any
is
left
just
now.
gonna Celine is gonna sit there like stunned for a little bit, trying not to cry as she just full on hugs him because she's like, and she's gonna hug him and like tight. Doesn't
He
like Celine doesn't do tight hugs. Celine is like a just a little pap at. This one is just full on, like,
Yabe
and
hugs her back, and because of the height difference, he like lifts her off the ground.
and as they're sitting in the hug, Selena's going to kind of be like, uh, just like a little bit quieter, so she doesn't like fully embarrass him because this is already probably embarrassing for him, and she knows better than that. And she's going to like quietly tell him that, I am so proud of you. As she's gonna hug him, and she is going to like wiggle herself out of the hug and look at him and be like, the gift that you gave me, it's the fact that you are okay and you managed to actually do and help the Yule Cat. I haven't been called naughty since I was 5 years old in this place, which kind of felt a little bit degrading, but at least at least the Yule Cat is okay. And I think you did wonderfully today, and I couldn't be prouder. And she just looks like a proud mom. Just full on.
uh, there is so much warmth here, and everybody has different gifts.
Can I
Uh,
say what gift I give?
Absolutely. I want
Uh,
everybody to tell me
okay.
one gift, the one most important gift of the night, so that everybody gets a chance to kind of like enjoy the Three Magi's day, and then we'll wrap things up. What does Conk? What's Conk's most important gift that they give to them?
For each of my friends, including Squawk and Lumpy, I describe a specific mural for each of them that I came across in my looking around, and I tell you where it
Oh,
is, and I tell you why it reminded me of them. Yeah.
nice.
And Lumpy really wants me to give that gift in the first try, and I have to really make them refuse, and it's a real problem. He does not follow customs.
Oh, so bad. Subasa, what about you? What's the big gift?
I mean, other than delivering everyone's mail, which
Yes, 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 yes.
is
That's
also
your
a
job,
thing.
not a gift.
That's my job.
That's not.
Yeah.
I think they have like some special cookies that they've been saving because they know that everyone loves these, And the next time I see him, I promise to bring him, because like it's one of those, like, you have to go really out of your way, like some remote village, but I had to deliver something there,
Yes.
and so I've been saving these because there's little enchantment to keep, so they keep well.
Yeah, little commemorative tin that has a little freshness enchantment on them.
No, there are no sewing supplies in there. Thank you very much.
Oh!
I was gonna say, and then later you can use it for sewing supplies.
I love it. I love it. It's perfect. My bard. How about you? What do you got?
Okay, I put like so much thought into each of them. Can I do one for everybody really, really fast? I won't
Yes,
explain
go
them
ahead.
all. I
Go
just
ahead.
I wrote them all down. I got so excited. Okay.
Yeah.
Celine, I stopped at a place that makes like jewelry, and I got a necklace that, like, you know those necklaces that store oils in them, like essential oils.
Mhm.
It's a little like a blue glass like candle flame that looks like a teardrop with like a squiggly top that has sap and essential oils from the black pine tree in it. That's for you. Yabe,
He
it's the
cries.
carving. Yeah. Yave, I give you your carving tools that you said no to, but I took behind your back and I wrapped it in the ribbon that I took off the blanket and handed it to you and
He
winked at
says
you.
no again.
Oh yeah, and then she says, no, seriously, this is please take it.
He says no again.
No, but please take
Selena's
it.
gonna squint at him.
Just like, no, but you actually have to take it.
Yummy really likes this custom.
Yeah,
No.
no,
Mhm.
No.
yeah.
You get like
And
the
then she-
satisfaction of no 3 times before you have to give
and
it.
then just
It's
put
great.
it on the lap.
You can't count.
Conch I found there are these like it kind of looks like a visor, but it's like a bit thicker, kind of 80s style, like the ones that go all the way across, and it's made out of like a really, really sheer piece of obsidian. So that you can see through it, but it won't have the little shade things that like block your vision, but they're like fantasy sunglasses, so you can see in the daytime.
Oh.
See, this is what I want to do, everybody. I had good ideas.
Yeah.
And then Subasa, I have a package that's like this big, full of letters that I wrote to you from the last time I saw you, that I kept because I was like, I don't want you to have to keep coming back here, but I know you don't get mail for yourself. So it's just like a bunch of letters being like, hey, how's your day? This is what I did. I found a butterfly. It was cool. And then there's also a little like silk bag that when you open it, it has a necklace that it's gold and has a jade pendant on it, and I stole it from you like 30 years ago or like 20 years ago, when we like parted ways. You like thought you lost it, but it's like one I used to steal from you all of the time and like wear it, and you're like, she probably has it, but whatever. And I'm giving it back to you because I feel bad now about that. So that was one of my like key items that I'm giving back, so I think I also get a token for that.
Yes. Okay.
And that's all the things.
And then last but certainly not least, the penitent one. And
I think I already did mine basically.
did you already do yours basically? So
Yeah,
what we do
That was
is
the big one.
the end credits unfold with you know, Yabe and Celine at the shop picking out the perfect gift for every single person, you know, just sort of like kind of tranquil music playing in the background. Uh and you know, the night ends
Can I?
with oh yeah. Yes, Celine?
Can I? Yeah. Like I didn't do gifts for everybody, but like I have an idea for like Celine probably picked out her own gift, like a gift for everyone. But I have a thing. I think that after the gifts are done giving, she didn't give
Uh-huh.
anything to Yabe, but she will go back and she would have asked Papa Yuka for the necklace that the stores the memories,
Yes. Papa
and
Yuka will give that to
that
you.
that together with the shawl that she had from the monastery, she's gonna go and give them to him as a
Uh
gift.
you hold these things and it's like holding memory. It's like holding connection to Celine. And
I I think this might be a good thing to save for next time.
And that is the note that we're gonna end on. We're
Okay.
gonna end on this
Beautiful.
note. And next time, next holiday, hopefully we'll be around the fire and tell us what happened. And with that, we wrap up chapter 2,
Yay.
A Night of Gifts. Uh and we'll see you all next week. Let's go ahead and close out. I will go first because I forgot myself
Yay.
before. I'm Hector. I am your guide. You can find me at Keiichi Okami pretty much everywhere: Instagram, Blue Sky, X, wherever. I'm also on Patreon. I am on itch.io where I make indie games, make and write indie games. And please follow my stuff. And I'm going to throw that back down to Sebastian. Seb.
Hi, I'm Sebastian. Seb, or Clown. You can find me at the foot of your bed last night. Akemi.
Hi, I'm muted. Hi, I'm Akemi. um, you can find me anywhere I exist on the internet at Ninja Penguin AM. If you can't find me there, I probably don't exist. I make games, I play games, I do stuff. Follow me on the socials to figure out what that is. Off to Alex?
Alex.
Sure.
Go on, Alex.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Sin, for producing. I'm Alex. I'm an actor and writer in North Carolina. I publish and perform as Lex Wilson for reasons that involve SAG and Barney the Purple Dinosaur. I'm Alexotica on Twitter, lexwilson.bsky.social on Blue Sky. Yeah, check us out on Hallows Vale, 3 of us right now.
Yes.
And I think we're being brief today, so I won't try and promote something else. Thank you. Rice.
Yes. Right.
Hello, I am Rice Cakes. If you want to find me on the internet, I suggest looking on the Bird app and looking on Blue Sky for the original Lores. I know it's a little bit of a mouthful, but that's where you can find some of my art if you are interested in that. And I will pass it to Katie.
Hello, I'm Katie Spark. You can find me on all of the socials at Critical Spark 20. You can also find me using presence as a love language. I'm doing things. What am I doing? Oh, Christmas is coming up. So we're doing all the like Christmassy things. I'm in 2 shows with Girls Run This World in December. So on the 3rd, I believe, we're doing another Wanderhome that's going to be Narnia themed, which sounds very exciting. And then on the 15th will be a D&D 5e game called Fallen Near. And I have not played Dungeons and Dragons in a very long time because I've been doing all of these other different games. So it's going to be very exciting. Yeah, I use Instagram the most. If you want to get a hold of me, come hang out.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for Nerds with Dice. Thank you to Sin for producing. And we
Yes,
will
thank you,
see.
Sin.
Thank you, Sin. And we will see you all next week for chapter 3 of The North Star.